This is Sophie Aldred with the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Okay, I think I'm here. Oh, wait, I'm in the... Hi, everybody. I have no idea if Christian was pushing buttons or if we said a new automatic thing. I'm not sure, but I'm here. Hello. I'm doing a quick pre-show, so I was going to do this before all of that happened. That's okay, because I am in Louisville, Kentucky, and here at the Gamma Expo, that is the Game Manufacturers Association, and I got a little something here. I got some mystery dice from the Mystery Dice Goblin, and I'm super excited about this. So I thought I'd do a quick opening of this, because why not? Who doesn't like dice, right? And it's such a satisfying rip. And it's got a nice, so these guys have a nice little even Ziploc, so you can use this as an actual dice bag after the fact. I'm going to drop one of those in there. Okay, well, we'll drop them all because they're doing that way. Oh, these are gorgeous. So these are like blood splattered. Check that out. So these guys do, as I said, mystery dice, so you don't see what you're getting until you open them. And just, oh, look at that. Is that not awesome or what? So it's a full set of your regulation Dungeons and Dragons polyhedral dice. The blood covers over that number. Oh my, oh my, oh my. And there's your D12. And there's your D8. And this is the one that does really need the blood on it, because you step on this, you are sure to get blood off from your foot, your D4. So with that said, I just wanted to open that up and thank the Mystery Dice Goblin folks for that amazing little treat. But we have a great show for you coming up, so please stay tuned and become part of the legend as we review Doomsday. Hello. We are back. As I said, thank you guys for letting me do that little pre-show. We are reviewing Doomsday, the season 2 finale of David Tennant and Billie Piper. This is part 2. We did part 1 of the finale last week. Army of Ghosts, City of Ghosts, Army of Ghosts, whatever. We did it last week. We did part 1. This is part 2. We've got a few new people. We got a few of the same old people. I'm going to start right here with the shocked look that is Nick, because why the heck not? You're making the how can you say that look? So I'm going to bring you up first.
Because you said same old people. Who you calling old? Eh?
Christian.
I'm here in the wintry wastes of Western New York, and I had to see the wrong kind of doctor the other day for a torn calf muscle. And you know what I thought? I thought, when I got home, I want to watch some Doctor Who. It's my comfort show. You know, it's something that I can escape to and take my mind off bad stuff, right? So hopefully we'll bring a little bit of comfort to you this evening, and we can celebrate our favorite comfortable show.
Hopefully. I'm going to pop Christian in real quick. Are you
really?
Only because I wanted to see. Are you just going to stay off behind the logo and be our producer today?
No. I thought Gretchen was in, but she's not feeling too well, so we're now a 6 team again. So
excellent. Fabulous. Well, in that case, hi, Christian.
Hi.
Look,
such a
everybody,
nice
it's
throwing
Christian.
up
How often does he get introduced in the middle of the pack instead of the beginning or the end?
There you go. Now I'm here.
Exactly.
Thanks for everybody joining us. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. And again, thank you for coming. And don't forget to rate the episode. We're going to be discussing, as Dave said, we are going to be reviewing Doomsday, which was I believe, the last episode of the first season of David Tennant, and the last episode, at least, as a running companion for Rose Tyler. There's a reason why, just in case. And again, there's going to be spoilers. So if you haven't seen the episode, I don't know what to tell you. Spoilers. Yes, as
It's
Sophie
long
said,
enough, so it does not matter.
Yeah.
It's like that when you were
At
trying
some
to talk
point,
about,
you're just going, whatever.
Yeah, wasn't it one of Sylvester's episodes that you were trying to talk about in a panel?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that yet.
At Florida SuperCon, there was a woman who yelled at me because I was talking about Survival, which was the last episode of the 26-year run with Sylvester McCoy. And the woman just happened to be just coincidentally, she was on that season. And I'm like, dang it. I'm like, it was what, 20 something? And it's how that episode came out, like what, 1986 or something? I'm just like,
89.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
What's that? 89, yeah.
89. You gave away that big twist where the cat doesn't eat the cat food.
I haven't said anything yet.
But
everybody dies and the boat sinks. So,
speaking of not eating cat food, but rather eating candy.
Yeah.
Candyman.
Hey guys,
that was a Christian sort of a segue. I'm sorry.
I know we need to work on our segues. It's just
Segi or whatever we call it.
Segi, yeah. It's a segue spelt like the little ride-on thing, because that's what Christian does.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Edward, welcome. Dan, so happy you got that royalty check.
There's a solution for people who have not watched Doctor Who and not caught up. The simple solution is go back and watch it, and then you won't be spoiled.
So smart.
Right. What? Now we do, aside from our regular, then I'll bring Gadget in for the news in a minute. But we've also got our good friend Sean from Our Philosophy is. How's it going, my friend? Oh, you're on mute there, Sean. Well, off mute.
Sean, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Technical
difficulties.
We can't take you anywhere.
Let me restart then. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm
you're
a public
fine.
embarrassment. I'm doing great. Although I have to say, I don't know how I can be doing anything but sad after watching Doomsday. I shouldn't be doing great. I should be emotionally distraught after that. But yes, I'm doing great. It's good to be back.
Awesome. Yeah. And I knew when you first were coming on here, we had talked about it and like, oh, I want to do Doomsday.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I love Doomsday. Yeah, it was one of the ones I wanted to do for sure. Yeah.
Exactly. And we are there, my friend. We are there. And of course, to round things off, we've got Gadget. I'm going to bring her in a minute to do the Who Knew News.
New news. News.
Who named this thing? So, Chris, do we have anything any business we need to do before we do the Who Knew News?
I think I think we're going to run into the commercial with the Who Knew News with all the stuff that's come out recently and all the
true.
Wow. It's like
it's just wow.
Oh god, I can't put that one.
Sophie's gonna kill me.
She might be coming up someday.
Yes,
I'm just warning you, she might come back. I'm just warning you.
I hope she does.
We're gonna have to throw that picture away in the last 10 episodes.
She already knows. I haven't told her, but she knows something's up.
Oh, I know. We're all doomed. She
probably does know.
She's
tuning in and watching and just checking out how many lashes I've earned.
Get
So I guess with that having been said, then let's
Right.
go ahead and we will start off this with the Who Knew News. I got
You guys.
That's how you
yes.
start the news.
Yes, with the
Roses.
cutest, the cutest little thing. Okay. Do you want the breaking news, or do you want to go birthdays, or what do you want to do first?
Break it.
Gallifrey 1. That's breaking news, according to everybody, because people are realizing that we don't have that anymore in about 2 years. They're saying now and
It
everything.
was 3. Well, three more conventions.
Three more. Yeah, because from what I've been reading, and it's I sent the screenshots, and there's a lot of reading and stuff. They're telling everybody get their tickets now and everything. They're thanking their fans. They are telling everybody about how they were nonprofit, but they don't know about this new agency taking over. If anything, they don't know what's going to happen in the future, but it is sad to see them go and everything. They held on for a long time, almost 38 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was that long. I thought it was a shorter time. I thought they were only around 25 until I started reading. I was like, wow. And everything. They were even during when the show was on hiatus and everything, and people still were going to the conventions. So it's sad to see one of the many conventions that few or none that we do have that hosts most of the doctors is going to be going now and everything. But not the show. The show is still going because we did get a new cast member, and his name is, if I have to pronounce this right, Christopher Chung. And he's from basically the show. He's best known for MI-15 Agent Roddy in Slow Horses. And according to Russell T. Davies, he says, I'm a huge fan of Slow Horses, and I was excited to get Christopher involved. And the funny part is, if you go back in the trailer, based on this picture, you can actually see the same suit in the trailer and everything. So I'm wondering what episode this is going to be, because this looks like a very interesting episode.
Mm-hmm.
And everything. So let's find out later on that. But he was just announced the other day and everything. And also we've had speculation about other news stories and everything. I found one of the ones on our second companion. I cannot pronounce her name and everything, but it was taken from an article from BBC back in 2024. And it was and everything. So basically, this is a compilation of many articles that have been dragged through to take pieces from and everything. So I would take this one with a grain of salt because it's made out of 3 other articles and everything. But she does state in some articles that she is interested. She can't wait and everything, but that's just how it is and everything and stuff. So this was pieced together from 3 different sources and everything to make one article through the Doctor Who site that used this and everything. And let's see what else has been going on, because you have until the 25th to get to the charity auction page for Doctor Who, because they're now giving fans a chance to win the bow tie that Matt Smith wore in his episodes and everything. And you have until the auction ends on the 25th. And I'm trying to see where the link is, but it says register now, no purchase necessary, but you do have to be at least 18 years or older and reside. I feel bad for our American audience, but if you have friends in the UK, have them enter you or enter for you, because you know,
at the send
because
man.
anybody, because if anybody has friends, enter now, because they did post this on Facebook last night, and the video just went down. I couldn't find it again, where the gentleman was showing the actual bow tie, and it was really cool and stuff, because it's in mint condition. There's just a little bit of worn on it because of how he was always running around or taking it off and everything. But otherwise, it's a good prop and a good Doctor Who remembrance, especially with Gallifrey 1 going out and everything. But we have some other odd little things on Netflix. We found out that 3 of our cast members from Doctor Who, especially one of some people's favorites, are going to be voicing in The Wolf King on Netflix, along with Louis Landau from Star Wars, Louis Landau and Star Wars legend Peter I cannot do this. Oh boy. Sarah Finwitz and British actor icon Patterson Joseph, all just in this one soon to be released Netflix animated CGI. It looks AI type of animation, but it looks really good. But to see Sam back in action with other two Doctor Who extras, I should say, and everything, but we all know who Tom was playing before, because that's from Dot and Bubble as Ricky September and everything. But most of all is the auction. I want you guys to focus on that, because that's going to a good cause. It's for children in need, and it's one of those things that everyone needs to help out those kids, and for them to do the Doctor Who wardrobes and everything, it's pretty cool and stuff. There's a bit, even have the head, the Cyberman head, and the 13 Dr. Jodie Whittaker costume. They even have Donna's wedding dress. Anybody want that wedding dress? And everything. So
yes, I want one.
It's just to make my arse look big.
Fabulous on you.
But if there's anything else anybody wants to add or anything, but it is sad that Gallifrey 1 is going to be the last few rounds and everything. So I'm wondering who they're going to bring in for the last few times. Maybe they'll get Tennant, maybe they'll get who knows and everything. But we'll see what happens from there. But we also might bring on a brighter note, birthdays that we have. We have 3 special birthdays.
Yes, we do.
And please don't kill me.
If you want me to do the shout out, I'll do it for you.
Do her name, because I really don't want to mess up, because it is pretty. Because I thought it was another way because of the way.
I could be wrong too, but I met her at a convention, and this is why I got her Traveling TARDIS. But that was so long ago.
Right.
I think it's Deacon Lockman. And for those of you who may not be familiar with her work, she did Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but she does have a Doctor Who connection, unfortunately, in the name of Torchwood Miracle Day. And she gets her ass kicked by Gwen. So it's just like,
she was also in Dollhouse as well. And
Dollhouse too, yeah.
Yeah. So that was that.
She's 43 years old.
Yep. And then we have Chase Masterson, who is of Star Trek and also Big Finish Productions and everything for Doctor Who, and has met 2 of our other doctors, and I think worked, as you said, with the 7th Doctor and everything and stuff.
Think her first episode, she plays a character named Vina, and I have not heard anything about that, but her character has gone on to be in I think with Eric Roberts' Master.
Yeah, Vienna. She has her own. She has a whole. Yeah, Vienna has. I mean, that's series 3, so she's got at least 3 sets.
She's got her own. She's got her own series, but she started off, I believe, as a companion to the 7th Doctor for like 1 episode. I think this was where she began, and then they just picked her up. And the whole premise is that she's an assassin, and if you say her name, Vienna Salator, you will die. So
like Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So
if you say Sophie's name, will you die as well?
I'm already dead.
No, he's already gonna test
that. We're toast.
But we have a good show. But we have someone very special that is as close to Who as you can get, Sadie Miller, and we all know who she is and everything. I'm wishing her a happy birthday and stuff, and hoping that they can kidnap her into Doctor Who.
She is. She should be like the daughter that Sarah Jane never mentioned, or some kind of
the continuation, or maybe she was Sarah Jane was regenerated down. Get it? And because she had some TARDIS energy, and this is now the new Sarah Jane Adventures.
So she popped out a kid in the TARDIS.
I forget whether the baby in Downtime is a boy or a girl, but I think it's a girl.
Anyway, Sadie turns 40 as of today.
And she doesn't look it.
She doesn't look it at all. Now, here's
it's like her mom never looked it.
Chase Masterson's birthday is actually tomorrow. She is 61. There's no way in hell you're going to convince me she's 61. None.
No.
Not happening. So, I mean, even in current pictures right there. But Sadie turns 40, and she shares a birthday with somebody else today.
And I'm trying to
the lovely Ingrid Oliver. Everybody knows her as Osgood. She's also done
You would never recognize her from that picture.
No.
This is an older picture too, unfortunately. I have a second picture of her somewhere, but this one is the most recent. That was, I think, Florida SuperCon as well. But yeah, she was very sweet to take that picture. She recognized the TARDIS for the second time. She goes, "Oh yeah," and she turns 48,
and she don't look it either.
Yeah.
But if you ever wondered why, in that heard the thing, well, Superman would never, you couldn't with just the glasses, and then you look at a picture like that, and it's like
that's what threw me off.
Yeah. I'm looking at a picture like that.
Yeah, that does not match certain things.
No, very much so.
Yeah, no.
Doesn't matter.
No.
With that person, it doesn't. I plead the fifth.
What else do we have for news, Gadget? What else do we have?
Not really much, except you're going to drain my bank account because I just went to that website you just showed about those damn dice.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everything else so far has been up to date and everything. It's just that, like I said, you guys got to get into that charity auction before it ends on the 25th, because I didn't even know. I thought it was going to be until the end of the month, but they're saying until the 25th. So depending on what time it is and everything, I think it's ending tonight at midnight, and stuff like that. That's why, but it's still saying you can enter to win.
Yeah. Speaking of entering the win, where's my TARDIS? Damn it!
It's in Franklin, North
Carolina. This news, I don't know if we'd like to mention this news because it's more your news, Dave, if anything, and stuff.
He just left the room.
No, because I was gonna say, like, if he wants to mention what happened on the road trip.
Oh, someone got into my car in New Orleans, unfortunately, and I've still got my laptop, and I've still got my phones, my still camera, thank goodness. But all my streaming gear basically got stolen. I'm convinced myself that they were trying to get out of the rain because it was a really horrible night. How they got into my car is irrelevant at that point. They stole my winter jacket. And then once they got in, they ransacked the place, found my streaming gear, which was well and truly hidden underneath stuff. But
I'm surprised. How did they get into the laptop? Was that in with you?
They did not get my laptop. I have my laptop.
No, meaning, how did they not get it? That's what I'm saying. Everything else was with you.
It was up in my room with me.
Okay.
I had this. This was after. This was the night of the show. Actually, this was last Tuesday night.
Wow.
So I had this upstairs. I decided not to use my other microphone and everything because I couldn't do the show where I wanted to, and so it was in the car, and yeah.
Because you're not the first one. There's been other patrons and everything, and other vendors and everything that have their windows thrown out and everything because they would see the stuff. They would watch when people would do the conventions, especially if you park at the hotels and everything. So a lot of people are trying to see if they either can get box trailers or something that no one can get into, but you never know. They could just pick the locks.
And it was not. Yeah, exactly. That's what we think is they popped the lock, but it was not visible at all. It was very, and I hadn't taken it out. No one would have seen me taking it out or put it in because I didn't. Yeah. Like I said, I think they were trying to get it in from the rain, and I was just off of all 3 different cameras, and the hostel that I was staying at were like, we've had nothing like this
ever happened.
Remember? Yeah. So I think it was just a lot of bad luck.
We're glad you're okay.
That's what the only thing is. We were more worried about you when you said that. We thought they got you first.
No, I'm safe. My car is otherwise undamaged. It's going to cost me a whack of money, but some of that stuff needed to be upgraded. I would have liked to have upgraded it piece by piece, not several $1,000s worth of it at a time. But some of this is I've already managed to arrange a couple of replacement pieces. I'll be doing more when I get back into Canada in about a week's time. I'm going to have to start ordering.
Unless anybody wants to donate.
I wouldn't say no. I'm not asking anyone to do that, but I wouldn't I wouldn't say
Any
no.
old equipment, you know what I mean? Like they don't need or anything, you know.
The problem is, and this is part of the problem with it happening in New Orleans, is even if they were to find it, it would cost more to get back to me than it would to replace. That's just the downside of the postal service right now, especially to Canada, and especially with just the way international relations are right now. It would be next to impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So
otherwise, that's really more concerned. You're safe, you're everything, and that everybody's able to. Yeah, but you're gonna cost me money on those dice now.
That's that.
I just found the page, and they've got multiple versions. They not only that one. There's about another bunch of them.
Oh,
they have
yes,
mystery
got a few different versions, and they've got some more coming out. So these ones are going to become collectors. The sets they have now are going to be collector's editions as they get new sets coming out in the very near future.
Basically, with this news, I'm going to try to find more. But so far, like I said, whatever we have out there, it's either getting hashed from older stories or they froze everything. It's just recently that we got that new cast member and everything, and to have it almost, if you go back to the trailer, I want everybody to do that. Go look at the trailer and go look at that news article and everything, and look at the suit he's wearing, because I think it's in that shot. That's why it's blurrier than most when you freeze it and everything. So it's going to be an interesting episode if you're focusing on him for some reason. Why him so much?
But with that having been said, why don't we go to commercial description and come back. We will get you in the audience, if you're watching, make sure you put in your rating, 1 to 10 TARDISes for Doomsday, and let us know what you had to think. And when we come back, all of our panelists will weigh in on Doomsday. And this is the good Doomsday, not the bad attempt to add whatever it was. This is the good Doomsday.
Different kind of crossover.
Yeah, different. This is different. Exactly. But until then, stay tuned. Become part of the legend. Go to commercials. Christian.
Really? Commercial break.
We are a touring acoustic duo crashing kitchens around the country. We go from house to house every Friday night, and we create music, we create food, a good time, we stream it live, and we do it for free. So now we're just really kind of like trying to develop it and build a community group that people believe in, then they'll help us. So we played from our rehearsal room, we played from the bathroom, thankfully that didn't catch on.
I probably played guitar in my room, not for anyone, in front of anyone, nobody heard, for probably about 10 years.
And then one Friday night we played from the kitchen. It's the main place people want to be. It's where the food is, it's where the drink is, it's where the best lighting is. You can go to any party and I guarantee you the kitchen is going to be popping.
Our ultimate goal, I think, would be to crash kitchens every Friday all around the world.
I'm author Mark Muncy.
And I'm author Erica Lance.
And this is Eerie Travels.
Greetings, travelers. Join us as we travel through folklore, myths, monsters, legends, and dark history.
Now, we'll be your guide to the spooky side of reality as we discuss cryptids, paranormal, and all things preternatural.
Sometimes we find the truth is way scarier than fiction.
We're on twice a week on your favorite podcast platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and YouTube.
We have amazing guests from all of the areas of the strange and unusual, including witnesses, investigators, and more.
Yeah, with Erica's curiosity and ridiculous array of pop culture and true crime knowledge.
And Mark's decades of experience diving into folklore and the legends with the truth that's behind them.
Yeah, so join us, travelers, as we take you to the edge of reality, and we'll see you on the other side.
Are you a movie nerd? Do you collect VHS, DVDs, CDs, records, and so much more? Are you looking for clothing from 1940s to 2000s? Do you need cosplay or themed outfits? Come to Ducky's Vintage. We have it all for all budgets, located at the Oviedo Mall right off of the 417. Ducky's Vintage for those born in the wrong decade.
Hello, I'm Sadie Miller, and this is the legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Happy birthday, Sadie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Here's my little shout out to Gary Travels.
Oh.
Yeah. Got a little.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a great little mug. So, cheers.
Are you at his house right now?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I was there. I'm now in Louisville.
You're now in Louisville. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Louisville. I was there. I was only there for a day and 2 nights.
Oh.
And I New Orleans took the sails out of my wind, and so I went up there for an extra day, and we hung out, got some pictures with the TARDIS, went hiking, all that, and they were nice enough to give me a limited edition coffee mug.
Nice.
That is sweet.
I was thinking get one of those machines and see if I can test it to make one of those.
Don't forget to subscribe to their YouTube channel at Eerie Travels. And while you're drinking up there, Dave, I just want to bring this up just a little bit. And we didn't include it in the news, but I thought it would be newsworthy. Gadget. The date that they're going to release Doctor Who.
I know, but I was waiting to see. I wanted one more source I wanted to check with before. Yeah, because it's iffy. It is iffy because they still haven't mentioned the spinoff yet, and usually you would put those together, you know?
That's what I would think too. I was just like,
I think the plan was always to have the spinoff come in the fall.
Yes.
After the season.
But wouldn't you announce both at the same time? Say coming spring, coming fall. Get it?
They'll probably announce it after this.
Not in the UK.
Really.
Yeah,
not in the UK.
Because
that's what they did with Vigilantes and My Hero. Coming this spring is Vigilantes, coming this fall, the last season of My Hero. Get it? Like that? That's how they do it to tie in the shows. Because the Vigilantes is a spinoff of My Hero.
That's not how the BBC does it, though. So,
and if I remember correctly, with BBC America, at that time they had the spinoff Class. What they did was they had Doctor Who Prime running, and then as soon as Doctor Who dropped, now they were pushing Class.
Yeah,
right. Which they gotta finish.
So they tried to keep it running there. So tentatively, according to Gadget, and this is just from wherever the source came from, Doctor Who will return. Speculation for season 2, Saturday the 12th April. Is there anything special about Saturday the 12th of April?
It's a nice round number.
It's normally roughly around about
Easter
weekend of when school breaks up for Easter. So it's end of semester.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, because it's I usually think they would go like, and that's the Wolf King that we were talking about and everything. Yeah.
Okay, this is the Wolf King, and this was
that Faith had sent. She was showing from the Instagram of the most recent picture she had and everything of our new. How do you pronounce it? It's Vada or Verada. Yeah, that was her most recent picture of what she did, because I know they we're also celebrating, like I said, the UK version of Vanity Fair, GQ, and everything and stuff, because they have all those going on right now. But I was trying to figure out what this was that she won and everything, but I didn't know. I couldn't find anything on it. I just saw Russell T had posted that, and I was trying to figure out where it came from. But it could be, it says named by Variety, and I'm like, but what was she named by Variety? It says 10 Brits to watch, but it's like, because that's then the thing that's on the Shooties page that's showing the video of everything.
It's pronounced Verada. What is that? The creatures that eat you, the shadows from the
Vashta Narada.
Yeah, I keep mixing up her name with that, and I feel bad about doing that.
Maybe it's intentional.
She's the chaplain, isn't she, in that Boom episode?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, she was the guard. Yeah, she was the guard.
Is she playing the same character in the news? No.
I think they're 2 different characters, but we have to wait and find out.
Was she the one in Andor?
I haven't seen Andor, so I couldn't tell
Don't
you.
remember. I think so, but I don't remember. It's been a while since I've actually watched Andor.
I'm having that problem of I really liked Andor, and a lot of people didn't watch Andor.
Yeah, no, it was a great series. It was not the usual. I loved it. And there is a season 2 coming though, so but that's another podcast.
Yeah.
Legend of the Traveling Millennium Falcon.
Because I was trying to find that 10 Brits and everything, because Nishudi had put it on his Instagram and everything, and I was like, where is it? I want to see the full, because they weren't showing her in it. They were only showing Nishudi, and I was like, where is everybody? So that's why when you guys pick things, I'm like, I'm trying to find everything to be fair to everybody and stuff, because I don't want people saying, oh, you don't have the proof, you don't have the receipt. And I'm like, no, we're going to have the receipt, you know? Yeah. Where it came from, so you don't accuse us of saying we did something wrong, you know, and everything.
Thanks, guys.
I want to know this one thing which is circling around the internet at the moment. There was an advert of Doctor Who for next season to be exclusive on BBC iPlayer,
right,
for UK and rest of the world of Disney Plus. I reckon, I'm not guaranteeing this, but I don't think that will be exclusive. I think it'll be standard BBC iPlayer and it'll be released on normal BBC because it's such a major franchise for them not to be just exclusive to BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, I can't imagine they would do that.
Especially with this, like, why are they showing all these, like, now you have this cast member coming in, now you have this cast member, like, they're slowly putting in the cast members.
Anyway, getting back to the subject, what would you rate it, Dave?
well, actually, the news continues. First of all, this is a really weird side note, but I got this notification from Facebook. And I don't know exactly what that means per se.
I didn't get one on mine.
This one is for myself, and I don't know if that means that videos on my page or on all Facebook platforms that are
that's normally your page. I think
that's normally my page.
It's when you do a live video and you haven't saved them, and you just put them as a story. I could be wrong, but I think that might be it.
So it's. I mean, we have the videos in 18 other different places, including YouTube, and YouTube's never going to do that. But
well, that's why I was segueing in. It was like, by the way, the YouTubes will always have for right now at the bottom, youtube.com/The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. We will have that. Plus, there are special episodes with Simon, the Who Knew News, and stuff like that you will not see on the other platforms. Definitely want to check it out on the YouTube channel. Speaking of the YouTube channel, there we go. New number. We're getting close.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. Slowly but surely. But thank you all, 54,386 of you members, and all those people who are watching. Haven't subscribed yet.
Well, Dave has Little Boy Blue. We could put a little sign on top that says, subscribe to me, please.
A little flag.
And put it on the table. Just put it like that. There we go.
Make us feel better. And please, speaking of feeling better on our social media platform, we never give this too much credit, but I guess we can call this a little bit of a milestone. We've reached 2,500 on our TikTok channel.
It's still there? Because I thought after so many days we were going to get rid of TikTok, so someone did buy it.
It came back with I don't know what's going on. I haven't heard any bad news about that, but I'm sure it's going to get taken care of. So,
speaking of things disappearing, do you guys mind if I backtrack with the news for a second? I kind of didn't catch what you said. Was there something with BBC iPlayer where they're going to not be showing things on iPlayer?
No, it was basically saying that there was a little advert popped up saying exclusive on BBC iPlayer.
Oh, okay. Because
I know in the UK we have it on BBC and on BBC iPlayer.
And that's not good if they just put it on one.
I knew there's a problem with, like, they released the episodes on iPlayer like 18 hours before they actually broadcast on BBC One, and like that cut into the ratings, and there were people claiming that like the show had tanked, and I'm like, if you're a super fan, you're going to watch it on iPlayer first. Like, you're not going to go to work and wait for it to be spoiled all day. Like, so I was just curious because of that. Yeah, it was mainly because it was trying to sync at the same time as the US with Disney. So that's why it was just got really confusing. Do we know why we got away from the just dropping the episode the same time everywhere? Because I kind of liked that when we had the specials. I don't know.
Well, I think they haven't yet, but we'll see. That they changed what the timing was, but they haven't stopped doing that just yet.
And this is
Okay.
during a time when there was BBC America, when they were dropping all over the place. So the States got something to see out here, like the 50th anniversary. That dropped all over the place all at once. Yeah, I agree with you. If it drops one place, it should drop everywhere. But,
Yeah, we've been saying that for years in the UK when like all the US shows came out 6 months before it was aired in the UK.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
That was like movies. You guys got movies before we did in the United States, or was it reversed?
Reversed. Man, I waited for ages when Buffy was coming out.
No, not TV. I mean movies, like in the theaters.
Yeah, that
Same
also
thing?
used to be in the 80s. Same thing.
Oh, okay.
I just saw a thing that like when Star Wars came out, like after they showed like the first Star Wars movie here, like and everyone here was done, they like sent the reels to the UK. It's like that's just it's efficiency, I guess.
Efficiency, yeah.
Efficiency.
That's the word that we want to do.
That was a massive. I know it's slightly off topic, but who shot JR? You guys already knew who shot JR before we ever even got the episode.
Yeah.
Mark, can I tell you?
Hey, no spoilers.
Will I spoil it for you if I tell you?
Well, I got these just for tonight's episode.
Speaking of which, we'll never get to review.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of derailed a little bit.
No. This is why they like us. We're not like, yeah.
Yeah.
They love the bloopers. They love the satire. I just told them last week we got compared to Saturday Night Live. So come on. It's better than some, because I've watched some of the other Doctor Who. I love them, but some of them jump the gun on things, or some of them just I lose after about 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm done and everything. That's why I had to recheck. I recheck a lot of them because sometimes they get news and then they take it back an hour later and put a new video out. And I'm like, let's just make sure we got everything right now. And we actually got somebody in the UK that can confirm some of it too. Yep.
That's right. He's right there.
Nick's family, that's who.
Yeah, this guy.
All right, so on to the topic.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a topic?
There is. The topic is Doomsday. That's right, Doomsday. So why don't we start with below me with Gadget, since you've been doing all the talking. Let's get you for another 30 seconds, and then we'll get everyone else, and we'll see where things land. So Gadget, 1 to 10, what did you give this?
9.5.
All right.
And the half is because of the tears.
That's fair. Sean, what about you?
Okay, so I'm not sure
what's your number for now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, we remember
This is
that, do we?
complicated.
You guys remember when I didn't understand that, and I went on, and you guys were like, "Hey, bring
I
it
might
back."
remember that. Yes.
Thanks for the show, Sean. Hurry up, we're done.
I don't know what you guys are going to think
next week.
I don't know what you guys are going to think about this, but I have to say, for Doomsday, 10 TARDISes out of 10. Easily.
10. All right.
10 out of 10. Perfect score.
And what about you, Candyman?
I'm going to give it, okay, this is going to be a shock, 9.635.
9.635.
I love it. Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Christian, what was that? Was that a number, Christian?
8.765 repeating. I don't know what the.
Sorry,
876-309.
Yeah, 8675309. Repeating.
5309.
But you know what? I will actually go with that. Thank you, Gadget. 8.6. Let's do with that. We'll just take the first two numbers off of that.
No, I won't.
863.
And Nick, what about you?
He's quantum physics.
I'm going to give it a big fat 10.
10.
Heyo.
Heyo.
Indeed.
And just to be a contrarian, I'm going to give mine rating right now, and it is 24601.
How many?
Out of 10. 2,600.
Yes.
Say it again?
Was that a point?
24601.
And the show has hit a new low. Anyway,
It's not the Enterprise. That's something else.
No, you New Yorker should know what that would be the most likely to know what that number comes from of this particular group. But that being said,
Friends apartment.
No. Let's start at let's see. We had the lowest rating was in fact Christian at 8.657309.
Ooh.
So Christian, why such a low rating?
That a low rating, really? I don't know. It wasn't a perfect 10 for me. I couldn't. There were things that I didn't really like stand out. Well, let me go ahead and put in the reasons why we got it to a high number, like 8.6. David Tennant was having a blast. You could tell that he was having it. This was his moment to shine as the 10th Doctor, and he ate the set all up there, especially when he was taking on the Cybermen and the Daleks and every verbal, he was sitting there and but it also on the same time, I like the fact that the Daleks and the Cybermen were going to go after each other. Everybody was waiting for this war. The only thing I didn't like is the Cybermen and the Daleks went after each other. It's like the Daleks, only one Dalek, when they were having their throwdown, it was like, what was it, Dalek Khan? Or the lead Dalek was going like, we can destroy the Cybermen with one Dalek. And I'm like, you're not far from the truth after watching you guys fight. I thought maybe the Cybermen would have a little bit of a shot, but yeah, as soon as the Daleks came out of that void ship or whatever that thing was, it looked like a Dalek. It was just like, well, the Cybermen are freaking doomed at this moment. So I'm like, I forgot who it was. I think it was Critical Drinker. It's just like as the time has progressed with the Cybermen, they're getting less and less maniacal and just like, well, they're stupid robots now. They're just like, there was something very deep about that when we were going into Pete's world the first time around, where they were menacing and deadly, and we felt the emotion of it too, because what was that one girl that, oh my god, that was still the most painful thing I've ever felt. The wedding, and it was the woman who still thought she was getting married or was getting married, and she didn't even realize she was a Cyberman, and then they ended up ending her because it was a better mercy than being the Cybermen. But it was just so painful to watch. But I mean, that was the stakes. Here it's like whatever.
You could say it's like the way technology is now. We were smarter back then before more technology came in, and we got dumber as we went.
Well, apparently, so the Cybermen. I'm just like, I mean,
look at the brains they used
until Neil Gaiman did the cyber conversion of all the Cybermen humanly out there from the Medosians to his version, which looked like Olympic athletes. They're, the Cybermen have kind of gone downhill as far as what was it? I got to go with the Drinker too. What was the Timeless Children? When they were fighting off the cyber Time Lords, and they're like, what? How deadly were they when they're like doing all nothing, sitting there? So it was like, what deadly force is this? So I was just like, okay, poor Cybermen, whatever. The other thing was, I don't know why I kind of taking this back, and it was a very painful moment. I don't know why I felt so bad. Is the moment where Rose goes in, she's heading into the void, and I thought it was kind of a cop-out where Pete just shows up out of nowhere. He's not getting sucked into the void. He grabs Rose and then disappears. And I thought that was that rubbed me the wrong way. So you couldn't find a better device to save Rose, or maybe she gets sucked into the void or something and something happens. But I just thought that was just it left a weird taste in my mouth. As far as everything is concerned, David was having a great time. We had the showdown with the Daleks and the Cybermen. It was a fun ride. There were just a few quirks in there that just made it, I couldn't give it a 10. Not that it was a bad episode, I just couldn't give it a 10. But 8.6 is truly a high value.
It's high for you, Christian.
It's high for me, yeah. If everybody knows, it's high for me. But yeah, that's what I say about that.
That's fair. Christian's high. We got it. Oh wait, that's what we got, right? Christian's high. No. Christian's rating was high. Sorry.
It's low for high. It's high for low.
High for low. Low for high. High.
Exactly.
High. So next up, we've got Gadget.
Yes.
Gadget at 9.5 as the second lowest.
Yeah, because it would have got a 10 if it wasn't for the sad scenes. Because especially at the end when he couldn't say it, but also could he have said it? Was he stalling as well and everything? But it was mostly, this was just one of those where lost loves, find loves, everything. At the same time, I'm watching a Looney Tunes show because you see the two enemies fighting each other while he's in the background grabbing two magnetic things. This one's running this way, that one's running that way. And conveniently, they had the elevator and they could have taken the lift up, and everything and stuff like that. It was just basically just a wacky races that I was dealing with. That's why I was cracking up laughing, because like Christian said, he was having too much fun on this set. He was having way too much fun showing off and everything, and
that's not a bad thing. That wasn't a bad thing
because that you hadn't seen much life really until this episode. Like, this was one of the ones where you could tell the cast was having fun. Some were sad on certain parts and everything, but the main thing is like the cat and mouse game of the Daleks and the Cybermen, basically saying who can outdo them. Who's the best exterminator, and the ones that say exterminate. So yeah, they were the best exterminators. Because it was just funny seeing them in the warehouse fighting off each other and anything. And then you got the soldiers, you got everything. And he just opens the door while they're all looking, grabbing two magnets, walks out. And it's like nonchalant, whatever, and everything. Almost gets hit, but that's foreshadowing something else.
Yeah.
And everything. Like this, basically the end of this is still foreshadowing more and more because of how she mentions everything and stuff. And you get like almost a full circle, but then you have to remember it's called Bad Wolf Lake, and she was going through depression because he just grabbed her, took her, and she was like, no, I'm staying. The way Donna said, I'm staying. Like, they all say they want to stay, but something pulls them away from the doctor all the time and everything. And she was so depressed, and they believed her to travel all that way to Bad Wolf Lake and everything. And you saw his face when he was in shock, though, when she said about the baby and everything. At first, he thought, wait a minute, and that led everybody thinking, what, wait, what? And everything. And it turned out she's getting her little brother and all that. And all the other things that a lot of these episodes left out a few things when you went back into the storyline of it, especially upcoming episodes that deals with Bad Wolf Lake and everything, because this is all foreshadowing what's going to happen later on.
Yeah.
But it was good because I was just laughing in this episode. It was more funny than anything to me. But that end part of them not being able to say goodbye correctly, not being whatever, but it really wasn't goodbye because it could be a hello or a clone.
I think Gadget. I'm just going to add on this angle. I think at this point in his life, at that moment, because if you remember the opening scene. The doctor turns to her and goes, how long are you going to stay with me? And she says, forever.
Yep.
And I think at that moment, he was convinced that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
He was, I think his PTSD was going down, and she was the comfort that he was looking for and that he needed to go on these.
Because you saw the difference from when he was 9 going into the beginning of 10, and this was like the second of 10,
Exactly. And I think amongst other doctors and moments, the doctor this is the first time I think, and anybody can take me on this one. I think this is the first time he was convinced that he thought he was going to be with her.
It reminded me of the Fourth Doctor with Sarah Jane.
Or he wanted her to be with him forever, and it didn't.
You know what I mean? It reminds me of the Fourth Doctor with Sarah Jane when she was leaving.
Yes.
She wanted to stay and everything. He put her in the wrong spot. She's in the wrong spot too, and everything, wrong dimension. But it's like they all, it's time to go. It's time to go. You know what I mean? And stuff, you know. And he thought maybe this would be the second time around, you know, that he, because remember, like in school, was it School Days, the X and the Misses?
Yeah.
Yeah, and all that stuff. Like, yeah, it was almost they parallel each other, but they weren't parallel.
Yeah. Shout out to that exit by Sarah Jane, by the way. What was that in the was that the Hand of Fear or something?
Hand of Fear.
Yeah, Hand of Fear.
Yeah, that is an absurd episode, but it has a great ending.
And then she yells at him in School Days for putting her in the wrong spot, you know, and everything.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what I'm saying. It
Scotland.
reminded me so much of that, where he tried to say goodbye to Sarah Jane, but he couldn't do it. And then he finally finds somebody he cares about that he could love and everything, and he couldn't say it because either did he sever the connection, or was the connection really severed because of the sun, and because he's burning up a sun to talk to her, you know? And how many guys would do that for their girl? Burn up a sun, you know, and everything and stuff, you know?
He won't even text me back.
Yeah. He burns up the sun, and all the other ones are like,
Christian, I'm sure he will eventually.
Yes, he will. And then burn a sun for me and take out a galaxy.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, it reminded me so much of that. At the same time, it's always his companions. They get taken away somehow, or they leave on their own, like another one left on their own, if you know. So, you know what I mean? So it's depending on everything, because this foreshadowing of companions leaving, companions, you know, and stuff like that, is he going to trust his next sets, you know, of companions in these coming weeks and stuff, you know? Especially the spoiler at the ending when he goes, "What?" and everything, you know? He just turns and he's like, "What is this now?" So that was even like, you know, one of those, let's see what happens next. And also thought was going to be with him forever.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
That all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Mark.
Yes. 9.635 1 2 6 7 8 9.
The crunchiest bricks I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's like if you stack the little Daleks together, you know what I mean?
Ironically, the other trade show that's happening at the same hotel is a brick. Yes, seriously, a brick trade show. A trade show about bricks. What?
Why aren't you at that one?
What is the best kind of brick to completely shit up? It's like I want it all up.
They can tell you.
Oh, she's a brick.
All right.
Okay, I was going to give it a 10, but it is dated. So that's why I've dropped it down to 9.6. I loved it. The Daleks were a bit overpowered against the Cybermen. I would like them to see more like level pegging. But these are a different dimensional Cyberman to what we have here, so I can understand them. It is like Pete's World Cybermen or Iron Man Cybermen, whatever you want to call them. I think that's what the nickname was, Iron Man Cybermen. But on the whole, we know that the Daleks have had battles many, many times against different robots and other cyborgs, robotic entities, mech warriors, and the ones are from the 70s. I can't remember what the names were. But no, they've got the mechanoids in the first Doctor story. But what's the ones where they had the dreadlocks, silver outfit?
The Movellans.
The Movellans, they were robots.
The Movellans.
And even the Daleks had a civil war between the Imperials and Renegades back in the 7th Doctor story, which was also good. So, but I felt that the Daleks were a little bit overpowered than what the Cybermen were. And I think if they made the Cybermen a little bit more, so it was more of a equal battle rather than just obliterating the Cybermen like they were like.
Agreed.
On the whole,
they make up.
Yeah, they could always get an upgrade.
Heavy weapons Cybermen.
to that. I love the cult of Skaro. I thought that was a brilliant way where these Daleks are separated and basically you're trained to think rather than just obey orders, which are quite interesting new aspects of the Daleks. When this episode first aired, the amount of people was asking what was in the Genesis arc, that was going wildfire. I loved the thing. I think it was such a sad, even though the scene of a wall where Rose and the Doctor are like basically in two different dimensions, so far apart, but yet there's just this one little wall. And that sort, yeah, it was a teary moment. I must admit, I'll put my hands up. I had a little tear when I first saw it back when it was first released. I think, yeah, that one there, and when you got Rose on the other side, I think that was beautiful. Yeah, I accept what Christian said about Pete just jumping in. Why didn't he get sucked into the void? There's basically so much power that they're picking up all the Cybermen, all the Daleks, and both Rose and Pete has void on it, and yet they didn't go through. I perfectly accept that. It was a bit of a cop out, and I agree with Christian on that. But on the whole, I think it was done. I think it was an amazing episode, loads of fast pace. And I just think that if they basically went back to it and had a remastered version of it, I think it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
I know one thing behind the scenes. I think when they done the shot of Rose going towards a void, I think they shot it in a swimming pool to get that airy effect of her flowing air. So that's why it looks a little bit blurry, because it was superimposed. But on the whole, I think it is a brilliant episode. Like I said, I would have given it 10 out of 10 if it wasn't for the special effects being so dated.
Yeah. And Nick, you did give it a 10 out of 10.
I did, and I
What's
very
your problem?
rarely give 10s. This one gets a 10. You know, if you can't overthink the Pete rescuing his daughter thing too much. For him to be, appear at exactly the right place at exactly the right time to catch her, not very likely. But it looks so good, and I love how Rose and Pete, they both have heroic moments during the climax. So it's not just on the Doctor to save the day. They both have a moment, and they're able to be heroes. And it's great to see them together. So, why did I give it a 10?
Rap album there.
Yeah.
So
But we've been waiting a long time for this team up. 1967, BBC wanted to have Daleks versus Cybermen. Terry Nation said no. So we had to wait and wait. And then there's this big build-up to the climax of the season from Fear Her. The Doctor feels a sense of impending something. And then we have Rose's voiceover in Army of Ghosts. She's saying, this is the day I die. So, it's going to be bad. It's going to be tragic. We know that. Danger of, kind of not meeting expectations, but they are met. We have the tragedy, but also we have Rose not dying. So, plus. So many things to like about this episode. David Tennant is great. He knows when to be expansive and fill the screen, and he knows when to be still. There are a lot of moments where he's just quiet. He's letting the action happen. And it's perfect for this kind of adventure, melodrama story. The Daleks versus the Cybermen, I just love their smack talk with each other. The Daleks say they have no need of elegance, and the Cybermen say that is obvious.
Yeah.
And then the Daleks are like, you are superior in one way, you are better at dying. What a great line. Yeah, that's the
Somebody
Daleks.
sent me a version of that whole banter that was slightly different, like slightly off.
Mm-hmm.
And it was even more ridiculous, and I loved it. And I mean, I love it as it stands, but they sent an even more ridiculous version where they're even just smacking each other down even harder. Great. I'm sure it's out there somewhere on YouTube or something.
I'd like to see that. Yeah, because it meets our expectations, right? This is what the fans want to see. This is fan service, but it makes sense to, an audience who haven't seen the show before as well. You've got throwbacks to unit-style battles. You've got, Torchwood versus the Cybermen at the beginning of the episode. We've got a discussion of Cybermen lacking emotions, that's similar to a discussion in Earthshock. Tan says, hope is a good emotion. And that's a line beautifully delivered. Pete believes that the Doctor can defeat the Daleks and the Cybermen. Pete really believes in him. And the Doctor says, maybe that's all I need. And Gadget was talking about foreshadowing. That really opens the door for, the Doctor being resurrected by people's belief in him in later stories. So that's really cool. That's a really good seed to be sown. The music's beautiful too. Before the breach is even closed, we start to hear the Bad Wolf Bay music. Okay, so we start to kind of feel that emotion before the visuals come in. So it's really clever. There's lots of dramatic close-ups. It's very 2006. But if you embrace that, if you really enjoy that kind of sense of freedom and fun that they had when they made it, then I think, how can you not love that episode? So I give it a 10.
Queen and Country.
Yes.
I just like when they were saying the name of it and she pronounced it, he said Dalek, and it wasn't. It's how they pronounced the way for Bad Wolf.
Yeah.
That was interesting too.
His reaction. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, just a little thing. That was not filmed in Norway. It was filmed in Wales.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna ship everybody to Norway for
Yeah.
this. I think for the Whovians, it's just like Whovians go, nobody can hear a picture. There you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So
exactly. And Sean, now is the time.
Now is
the time where we bring you up and you get to say why you have a 10.
Yes. Well, as an individual who started my first guest appearance giving the episode a 4.
Ooh, wow.
Right?
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, it was Dot and Bubble. But I think so my opinion on this is not completely fair because full disclosure, this is the first episode of Doctor Who I ever saw, which is a terrible first episode to watch. But, my siblings were into it and I watched it. And at the time, I thought it was just like really cheesy. I was like, what is this show? What is this weird thing with this floating orb in space and all that? But, I think this episode, I've come to appreciate it. And it's not just good despite those things. It's good because of those things. This episode is pure, quintessential, perfect Doctor Who, in my opinion. It's got the cheesiness. It's got the melodrama. It's got the ridiculous between dimensions plot. It's got the Daleks. It's got the Cybermen. It's got the trash talk. It's like when you watch classic Who episodes or stories like Terror of the Autons, for example. It switches between being terrifying and absolutely ridiculous, right? One moment you got the terrible green screen little doll thing, and then the next you're watching that stunt man like go down that hill and you're like, oh my God, right? This episode genuinely has some very disturbing things in it. It's like a bit much sometimes, right? It's got the saws going and the sparks and the screaming. Like it's a lot, especially if you're a kid. And then it's got, would you look at it? We've taken over these people because we've put noodles in their heads, and that's why they're cyber slaves now, right? And I think like we've mentioned it a few times, but I don't mind
noodles.
Ramen.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's delicious.
Ramen.
Delicious we've mentioned it a few times, but I don't mind Pete Tyler's PS1 spawn hack when he saves Rose. I really don't mind it because like it's.
I was waiting for somebody.
Yeah.
I want that on a shirt at every convention.
Well, I mean, it's like when you're watching it, it's like that's part of the portion of the episode that I saw when I first watched it. But it's like it's all perfectly set up because everyone's been talking about the Doctor and Rose and their annoying relationship, and it's like it's over the top, it's petulant, it makes sense, right? And Pete coming in like, okay, I guess I've been sort of a bad dad by saying, you know, she's not my daughter, she's yours. Let me just do this. Let me just get my game genie, and I'm gonna pop in, and I'm gonna save Rose. You know, it's and then the bad Wolf Bay scene. I mean, that's just it's perfect in every way, because following this and I did watch the 2-parter to try to prepare, right? Following this 2-parter, everything about that interaction, every beat, every single moment of acting makes sense for that. And you know, the doctor, you know, I think someone mentioned he might have done that on purpose, like, you know, pushing Alt F4 before he had to say I love you, right? Like, he might have done that on purpose, but you don't really know. It makes sense. And then what better way to end the episode than with Catherine Tate, right? I mean, that's also setting up something amazing, but it's so stupid and so random. It's like,
that.
Yeah, how do you come down from that moment? You do something like that. This is Russell T at his peak. Like, I'm going to make Doctor Who the best it can be, you know?
Right.
So I just think everything about it is everything this show is supposed to be. And the shortcomings are not shortcomings. They become strengths. And therefore, it's a 10.
Here, here.
Here, here. No, I definitely...
Did I convert you, Dave?
Huh? What was that?
Said, did I convert you? I got to hear here.
All right.
It wasn't that miserable.
You have in fact converted from 24601, the prisoner number for Jean Valjean, to
like I said, it wasn't that miserable.
Just real quick, do you guys ever watch Stuart Ashen's his YouTube channel?
I have not. I don't think.
Okay, he's kind of an OG YouTuber, but he released this a long time ago on YouTube. He released this video that was kind of parodying the Cybermen and the Dalek call, because the Daleks are like, I will hold, and the Cybermen are like, you've reached us after hours, but your call is important to us. It's so funny.
I want that on my phone.
Yeah, just a little tidbit I had to throw in there, but yeah, that's my rating. Yeah.
Your Facebook videos will be deleted.
Yeah.
Delete.
There's I know this is going to be sidetracked. There is something, I don't know if it's still out there, as I think you type in Iron Man Dalek, and basically that's it. It's Dalek, but he's configured to be Iron Man, and he's talking to like his was it Jester or whatever, his computer inside.
Jasper.
Yeah, he's got his own Jasper and everything, and he's supposed to be doing the heroic drop, but he's got no knees, so he doesn't know how to do it. Stuff, just weird stuff like that. I just thought it was funny on the
Is it called Iron Dalek?
I think it's Iron Dalek or Iron Man Dalek.
There's something on YouTube called Iron Dalek. It says Dalek throws a little hot rod red in there.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's about 4 minutes.
Jarvis, thank you.
Yeah, Jarvis, yeah.
I tell you what I'd like to see, and I love to bring them back, but a Dalek fight versus was it Rassilon robots?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
No, that would be a showdown.
So Dalek Hal versus Rassilon Warrior robot.
Yeah, Rassilon Warriors.
It's the Dalek Hal going, it's only a flesh wound.
Hey, you know what? It was a 10. I'm leaving it at that. We're leaving it on that note. I'm sorry. I think that's the perfect ending to the show.
Really?
Yes.
You don't even want to get to the chats real fast?
Oh yeah, I suppose we should.
Some of the chats are pretty funny.
We were told that if we go to Vegas, we need to do the virtual sphere. I wonder if we can get the traveling TARDIS on the sphere.
Ooh,
that would be actually cool down there.
Yeah,
Time scales. Doomsday is 7.8 out of 10 on the time scales out of 231 votes and reviews. Wow. Okay. I will give Doomsday a 9 out of 10.
Yes.
Okay. Our Spill the Geek Tea. Make sure you subscribe to their YouTube channel. They're climbing up pretty fast. So Tom, good job on surpassing 1,000. 9.6. I don't know where the is for, so I'll skip that. Roger, 9.8 TARDIS for the Rose Tyler narration of the episode.
Yeah, Roger.
Dalek versus Cyberman and the sad ending, of course. I have a weird question for y'all, and it relates to this picture. Hang on a second. It's coming up. It's coming up.
What's wrong with this picture?
Oh, God.
You're dead.
Okay.
You're so dead.
Had you met your significant other, let's just say you are in this war, and your significant other on this plane of existence perished, fortunately. But then you found another significant other from another plane of existence. Would you get together?
Are you doing a Rick and Morty?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
It
not
depends.
Sure that, I think this was the alternate reality with my significant other. My ex-wife it was our differences that made it worse strengths, but we were very different people, and I really do think that in any other universe probably would have happened.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's Jackie. She's still shallow in this universe. Going, how rich?
I love that.
Very
scene.
rich.
Like she didn't care.
Oh, I loved it
Like,
too. I thought it was awesome, but it was just like
he could see the difference. Like she did want to know the money, but it was like, nah, maybe it's just a bonus,
Yeah.
Like she'll still be her
like courting in 5 seconds. So it was just like,
yeah, I miss courting. That was fun. But Rose's face through the whole thing was like, oh my God, my parents. Oh my God, my parents.
Gotcha. Dan over at Last Man Standing on his YouTube channel. Check it out. He's up too late. That's why I barely catch him. But if you're up, if you're the vampire like our good Candyman, you can watch Dan Holyfield on The Last Man Standing. He was exhibiting true dad superpowers. Yeah.
No, this could have been Simon Pegg. If you can imagine him there instead of.
Oh, that would have been hysterical.
Nice. I was 9.6. You added the 35. Okay. Nice. Thanks, Tom. So those were our ratings in the chats.
Yeah, but the way Mickey's face in that episode is just like, yeah, I know this is going to happen. Like, I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, he's been there.
That's how she got a little brother.
Oh, yeah. So
that's one character I do feel sorry for. It was Mickey. Right to the end, he was still looking after his ex-girlfriend, Mickey.
So, anyways,
Mickey Mouse.
That is a great place to end this. We've, I think, really, Sean kind of just knocked it out of the park. I agree with pretty much everything he said, and even before he said it, it was always a 10 from me. I love the chewing on the scenery and everything. I love the ridiculousness of the episode. I love the smack talk between the bad guys. Like this was peak Doctor Who. It really was.
Yeah.
The campiness, the funniness.
Exactly. This is that is David Tennant. That's the 15th Doctor is what this episode was, quite frankly.
Mm-hmm.
This is everything that we're getting now. And people forget that this is what we've always been, and this is what it should be. And it was such high energy, and it was so it was delightful beginning to end. And even I can't comment on the effects because I had to watch it on Daily Motion because where we normally watch it was currently server was down, so I had to watch on super low res. Everything was bad at that point.
It was like
I watched on Max.
It wasn't even PS1. It was Commodore 64.
Basically.
Oh no! Don't go there.
So on that note, where can we find you?
The only PC you could curse at and then it would work. If you I'm serious, Commodore 64. I'm typing in it and I was like, it didn't want to work, so I had to do this, blah blah blah. And I put the code in for it, and it was like, okay, now I work, and then it worked.
Oh man!
My mom used to teach Commodore 64 in school. That thing was horrible, beyond horrible. Right plug into the TV and everything with the dial changer and stuff. And people are like, "What's a dial changer?"
Yeah. So where can we find you, Gadget?
Well, basically at home, being bored out of my mind, trying to find work and everything, and try to figure out if I'm going to finish writing the books fully and everything, but mostly Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Probably be around when the weather gets warmer and stuff. Going to see the Botanical Gardens, the Bronx Zoo, but definitely in August I'm at 2 conventions: the Bronx Comic Con August 2nd, and Anime NYC. I'll be at that convention. I think it's in the 25th or something. I gotta double check the dates because everything now they're 4 days and everything instead of 3 days. So now I got to get used to that and everything. Otherwise, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to pull all this off with everything. But you know what? With good friends, good family, and good people that keep me grounded, because without you guys, I'll still be bouncing off the walls and everything.
And the fact that this show is what is you consider grounded is a terrifying thought.
This is because remember, you guys haven't seen me in person yet. Like, you've only seen me here or on the phone or typing or anything. I'm very hyper. And this is just mild hyper right now because it's part nerves, part trying to be the person for you guys so that we don't lose our viewers, because I don't want anybody accusing us of anything, and stuff like that. I want it fun here. You know what I mean? I want it fun. And I want everybody to trust us,
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So Candyman, where can we find you?
You can find me here at The Legend of Traveling TARDIS. And you can also find me on Spielberg Geek Tea, which is going really well at the moment, which is going to have a nice little episode coming up about pancakes.
Yes.
But I see your Commodore 64 and I'll raise you, Nick, with a ZX 48K Spectrum.
Oh, damn! You threw that down?
Yeah, I could trash talk.
Oh, damn! That's like playing Pong with the 2600.
What a burn. Candy, can we find you at the Brick Convention as well?
Yes. Yeah, there we go. So Nick, where can we find you? As I try desperately to claws back.
Come find me at the Instagrams or the YouTubulars at Nick Smith Films.
That's fabulous.
That's it.
You're expecting more out of Nick.
This is why they love us.
Comeback, then. I thought he was going to give
This
me a
is
comeback.
why they love us. We cannot. We're not. No, this is Blooper City. They love us here.
It's true. And of course, our very special guest hopefully less often than or here more often. John, what our philosophy is. Where can we find you?
I want to go back to that. What did you say? No,
I hope that your appearances are more. That time that we have are fewer.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Everybody can find me on YouTube at Our Philosophy Is. I do quasi-philosophy content on there, which is mostly just turned into movie reviews and Doctor Who reviews, but there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to see my review on Cobra Kai Season 6, the finale, go over there and check that out. No mercy.
Excellent. Yes, Jim, you definitely did miss a lot, but that's okay. We're about to
You missed
end
the wackiness.
and watching the beginning. You can, of course, find me at therathole.ca. That's the Rathole DOTCA on the YouTubes. Somewhere there. There it is. So you can find me there, the Rathole DOTCA on the YouTubes. And it's either DOT or actual URL.ca, wherever, on whichever platform it may be, will allow. Of course, you can find me also on Spill a Geek Tea. I'll be on that pancake episode. And right here,
making me hungry.
I know, he's driving me nuts right now. I didn't eat dinner yet.
Sorry.
The pizza.
And I do definitely want to give a quick shout out and a special thank you to Mystery Dice Goblins for
that page. You did not say there was more than 100 different versions of those dice. There, wow. I may be going
there's
broke.
over 100 versions of these dice. So yeah,
don't go to the page. You'll spend your money like crazy. I just look
money like crazy. That's okay.
Oh my god!
Clack, math rocks.
There was a package of 3 different styles as a gift set, and I'm like, "There's a gift set. There's a they're all a little like they have Valentine ones." I was like, "What?" I was like, Wait, what? And it said you can make
order
your
now.
own
You
stack.
got all your stuffing stalkers.
This is
Stuffing
that's
stalkers.
are they
Stuffing stalker.
Yeah.
are they going to be at convention?
For
Are they going to be at convention? I really want to talk to them.
I'm sorry for that maniacal cackle. It took me a second to get that. Like my brain did not process what you said, and then I was just like, maniacal laugh.
Oh,
You
Yeah,
will
I
be
want to know if they're going to
upgraded.
be at conventions because I would love to promote them too. Because that I'm looking at that thing and I'm like, how much I spent on dice at New York Comic Con when I was in the gumball machine and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to be very good because I didn't think I was going to spend that much on dice.
there you go. It's your new birthday gift for everybody you know.
Mm-hmm. Especially people I know. I would be like, Mr. I could buy one bag. My nephew, everybody, I could buy just one bag. Maybe
Exactly.
you could talk to them and do TARDIS dice.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Christian, what do we have coming up? Close us out here.
I actually have no clue. So everybody just keep an eye out on our social media. At least I'm being honest. I don't know what we're going to be. So
that's why they love us.
We'll continue our reviews going into the second season for David Tennant, and I think we might skip the Runaway Bride and hold that for Christmas. We might do our Christmas when we get closer to Christmas. So we might just jump into it.
That would make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
So regardless, but yeah, keep an eye on our social media platforms right now because I can't tell. We do have a special guest. We're just trying to work with her schedule. Things went a little bit awry last month, and we're hoping that everything's okay so that we can get her in in March. So everybody, again, don't forget to subscribe to Legend of the Traveling TARDIS on the YouTube channel, on our TikTok, Facebook page, wherever you find us. Thank you so much for subscribing. We're on our way. Please be part of the journey that brings us over to 100,000K, hopefully very soon, hopefully before the end of this year. And you guys all help along the way. And without further ado, let's go ahead and wrap up our show. And thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Before you go, don't forget to say good night to Rose.
Night,
everybody.
Rose.
Night, Rose.
Rose is
All
dead.
right. And until the next until the next adventure, Tony, take us out, please.